Next, we're going to have our newly elected councilman from the 6th Ward, and let's be nice because he's very nervous right now. Councilman John Francis Roman.
Thank you, Council President. Council Janitor's still here. Council President, Mr. Mayor, members of council, elected officials, friends, family, and every citizen of Linden. I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out what I was going to say when I got here. I always stood at that podium trying to protect my mother's and father's investment in the city and them being taxpayers. And being up here is just a dream that I visualized so frequently. I'm obviously at a loss of words that it's finally happened. First, I want to thank God. I grew up at St. Elizabeth's, not more than a block from here. I'm fully aware that the Lord has provided me with opportunities that are not of my doing, and I want to give it up to Him first and foremost. Okay, so my father, Thomas, stubborn old Elizabeth, man. Stubborn old Elizabeth Roman, born and raised on the ball fields in Elizabeth. You worked 2 jobs most of your adult life at General Motors here in the 6th Ward and Saraceno's Bakery to provide your children with a better life. Working 2 jobs almost every day, you were able to recognize a dream and move your family to Linden because you realized Linden was an amazing place to work and both work and raise your family. It's a decision given the circumstances I'm pretty happy that you made. For a lot of you that don't know, on a way home from St. Elizabeth School, December 1993, me and my father, my brother, and my sister were involved in a car accident and changed our life forever. No more than 6 blocks from here, someone ran a stop sign, hit us, and you know, we were all injured, but my father took the brunt of it, fracturing his neck. And badass dude got out of the truck and carried his children all out of it before he went down himself. And you know, for that, you're my hero, old man. Shortly after he was forced into medical retirement, there was no golden parachute from GM with the amount of time he had in. A few failed surgeries later, he was forced into a life full of pain and physical challenges. But that's where my amazing mother stepped in. After my father got hurt, she did her best to pick up the slack besides taking care of my father. She worked full-time at the airport and still does. She worked part-time 2 nights a week as a medical assistant, and in her 40s, graduated from the hardest nursing school in the state. She's a living, breathing example of the modern-day American baby boomer. You want to talk about a woman of excellence. Even when leaders of this country have turned back on her and other baby boomers, bailed everyone else out, she stood tall, accepted her challenges in front of her, and took it one day at a time. And for that, I wish that you'd give her a round of applause. My work ethic, which is the reason I was able to win this election, comes directly from her. And today, I want you to know that it's true. I'm only here because of the path that you laid out for me. To my brother and sister, both of you have helped guide me to this moment. I couldn't have asked for a better support structure growing up. To my extended family, especially my cousins, thank you for coming to my aid, for walking the 6th Ward with me in the pouring rain night after night, and for always giving back to me when I need it. You all are not just my cousins, but my brothers. One cousin in particular, Thomas, who was named after my old man, could not be with us tonight. Thank you for making me the man I am today, Tommy. To all the elected officials, Mayor Bolwidge, Sheriff Corvelli, freeholders, senators alike, council people, thank you for all the support and the guidance you give me and the mentorship you've given me along the way. I wouldn't be here without having you guys as a support structure as well. I want to thank Councilman Sadowski for serving the 6th with honor over the years. I have the biggest shoes to fill, and I know that, and I need your help along the way, and I hope you know that, sir. Council President Alvarez. So Council President Alvarez is the only person that was willing to walk with me initially. And on our first day of walking, we were walking Smith and Hampton Street, and at the end of the day, someone drove past us and yelled a bunch of obscenities to us. And I turned to George and I said, am I sure I want to do this? Because I'm going to get whooped. I have no chance. And he was a rock for me during the campaign. And George, you are one exceptional human being. I just want you to know that. To the council members that supported me, and even the ones that didn't, I want you to know that you are all going to find a friend in me and someone that is going to be willing to work with you, and will always answer your call if you need me for something. And I just want to let you guys all know that. As well, for any of the employees that have reached out to me and words of encouragement, I really appreciate that. A couple more random thank yous. Anyone who worked on my campaign, I can't name all of you. It wouldn't have happened without you, especially Julia and Pauline back there. You guys were my rocks over the spring, always coming over to my place to help out. Some of you even sprinting across the neighborhood on election day to try to help get the vote out. Pauline, I'm not going to say I'm happy that your house got hit by a car, but if it hadn't happened, I probably wouldn't have met you, and so I'm going to leave it just like that. Say friends and families that I maybe missed, any supporters that were both financial supporters and emotional supporters, thank you from the bottom of my heart. To the residents of the 6th Ward, and I mean all of you, from Smith Street to Woodlawn to Emma Place, where's Sal? I promise I will work tirelessly to improve our side of town. 6th Warders don't want all that much. They're not greedy. They just want more than they've been getting. They want to be paid attention to. When I started my campaign, my main focus, as you may know, was the appearance of a rundown train station, and that nothing was being done about it. As you heard, Mayor and Council has chosen to build basically 1,000 new units over the next decade. While we're doing that, we need to really dedicate resources to cleaning up the area, taking pride in it, and you know, I'm glad to hear the mayor's intentions to build a new train station, because there's also something I want to see done, and I will work with him up and down to make sure that happens. The train station was my #1 when I started the campaign, but now that I started walking and talking to everyone, it became very clear that out of hundreds of doors on Woodlawn and Clinton and a couple other streets, everyone wanted the commuters to slow down. Everyone wanted slower cars. And as I would sit there and talk to these people, I would see cars fly by 50, 60 miles an hour unabated. And you got to listen to these people. I mean, that's why they hired me, and that's what I'm going to do. So in my first year, I plan to do whatever I can to slow these people down on these streets. I want you guys to know that is going to be my #1 priority. I can go into a lot of it. The redevelopment, I'm excited about. Most of it's happening in the 6th Ward. My father worked at GM, and it's finally going to be redeveloped. The new Meridia building, which is coming up right next to my house, will have a lot of underground parking extra, which is going to be good for not only the people that are existing and living in the 6th Ward, but the new residents that come to use our train station. Over the next month or two, I plan on having meetings, hoping to include as many 6th Ward residents as possible. I would like to have these town hall meetings a few times a year, not only so I can hear the immediate concerns of the 6th Ward residents, but so I can get better input on how to serve. Also, in doing my research during my campaign, I came to realize the 6th Ward Democratic Club has existed since 1932. It's the oldest Democratic ward club in the city. And my hopes are to revitalize that organization, bring in old and new people, the existing members and new people into the club, so that together we can talk and discuss together on how to move this ward forward and this Democratic Party forward together. I can't do this alone. I'm not simply going to be able to fix everything in Linden. We need to concentrate and talk about the good in Linden. Meet and discuss what we can fix about the bad and what we don't like in Linden. But among everything else, we must find together common ground and compromise with each other in order to move this city into the future. Again, thank you for the opportunity. It will be my greatest honor in my life to serve the residents of the 6th Ward. Thank you.
For somebody who was very nervous, got very emotional, huh? Well, he's a very good speaker, Councilman.